Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues in the Senate, good morning. Senator Cedar, appreciate your renewing your call for a re-examination of what has happened at the Iowa Veterans Home. Terrible circumstances there. And you said something that reminded me of the need to rise this morning, which is you talked about this do not hire list or the blacklist. And it occurs to me just to kind of recap where we're at here. We are now 4 weeks since the Des Moines Register broke the story about the hush money. We are 2 weeks since Governor Branstad said that state workers are committing, quote, a lot of abuse. And I think developments have shown that it's time for Governor Branstad to own up to his own conduct, and it's a time for some apologies. Apology number one. When you said, Governor, that state workers are committing a lot of child abuse, sexual abuse, and sexual assault and elder abuse, you didn't have any basis to say that. You've cited 2 incidents, one of which your own department director said was an isolated incident, and the other incident which is being dealt with criminally. 2 people. That's not a lot of abuse. And to all those state workers who you've smeared by saying there's a lot of abuse, it's time to either come up with the facts and say, here's how many cases there have been, or apologize. That's apology number one. Number 2, last week on this day, Governor Branstad doubled down on the claim that the state employees who said they were offered hush money and their lawyers were lying. Well, the next day you fire Director Carroll, but you have yet to issue an apology to Carol Frank and her attorney. It is time for Governor Branstad to apologize for calling Carol Frank and her lawyer liars. We all make mistakes, even yours truly, and we apologize. Governor Branstad, it's time to apologize to Carol Frank, and it's time to apologize to her attorney. It's also time, Governor, to apologize to Nancy Brady. Not only was she the victim of sexual harassment at the Iowa Law Enforcement Academy, not only did the assistant director threaten to slit her throat when she decided to blow the whistle on it, not only was she fired, and yet the perpetrator of that harassment and threat remains in his position, but on Thursday, we learned that she was put on the blacklist. That's wrong. That's wrong to put the victim of sexual harassment on the blacklist. So that's a third apology, Governor Branstad, that you owe. And then finally, I just think it's time for an apology to the people of the state of Iowa for this whole situation. Defend, deflect, dodge, never taking personal responsibility. I looked up on Google this morning, and the last apology from Governor Branstad I could find was from 1990, when he said, the rich get richer and the poor have children. That's the last time I could find an apology from Governor Branstad. And I think it's time for an apology to state workers. It's a time for an apology to Carol Frank and her attorney. It's time for an apology to Nancy Brady, and it's time for an apology to the people of the state of Iowa. Thank you, Madam President.